Hello, and thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch my video. This video will be of help to you if you've got a small business. It might be that you're just starting out in business. I'm going to tell you what I do to actually help run a simple business from home. It might be that that you're thinking about starting one. It might be that you've already got one. I'm going to tell you what I do to actually help bring in leads on a daily basis for companies that I work for. Yeah, it's something that I do know quite a bit about. So if you are interested in getting more leads and improving your business, I urge you please subscribe to my channel. And then when I do more videos about obviously business startups and helping small businesses, obviously you'll be notified. I'm going to talk about something that I've recently got involved in with my son. My son has recently left school and he's asked me about doing basically starting a business, something that he can do. He's actually started cleaning driveways. He started actually basically cleaning block paving. It's a very simple business and it's one that anyone really can do for quite a low setup. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of obviously what he does and what he charges. This video is about leads and about how I get the leads. And I'm just going to tell you what I've been doing to actually help him get these leads. It's going to be quite a short video, but hopefully, like I say, it will be of help to you. Some of the things that I've been doing to help him bring in leads is drop cards, been putting cards on cars in car parks. We've been doing, I've been doing boot fairs, basically handing out leaflets at boot fairs. We've been doing shop window ads. Yeah, I've been leaving cards in the post office, anywhere where I can leave a card. And if you like, get away with it, I've been doing that as well. Yeah, generally just leaving and promoting the business, almost blanketing an area where you obviously want to promote your business. Depending on how much money is involved in each job, this will determine obviously the geography. Obviously, in me and my son's case, we don't want to be travelling hundreds of miles to clean someone's drive or to obviously do some work for them. 10-15 mile radius is really the furthest that we want to go. But obviously, depending on what your industry is, it might be that your profit margin is a lot higher. So obviously, you'd be willing to travel further. You need to just remember though that if you've started a business, if your business is just starting out, nobody knows what you're doing. Yeah, it's no good just saying to your friends, your neighbours that you've started a business and that now you're doing X because nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah, the only way you're going to get inquiries is by promotion, and this is what I do. I do it. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know that I do it for multiple companies. Yeah, and I'm even doing it for my son now as well. Yeah, but it's all about getting your leaflets out there. It's about dropping your cards, putting your cards up on the driver's side of car windows. Be careful. Some supermarket chains don't want you in their car park. You have to be obviously play it by ear. But I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I've never really got in any trouble. Do you know what I mean? So it's something that you can do, but you need the whole idea of this video is to make you realise that it ain't going to happen unless you go out and you do it daily. I was chatting to a guy the other day. He's a plumber, and we were chatting away, and I asked him about where he gets his leads from, and he actually said he's in the local paper, which is a good idea. Years ago, when I was doing removals, I had a very small advert in a local paper, and that was working out very nice. It was working out very well. But I then said to the guy, "How else do you get your work?" And he said that's all I really do. But I said to him, I wasn't telling him what to do. I was just telling him what I do. But I said to him, you're leaving a lot of work. But there's loads more potential work that you're missing. That you could be obviously, other ways of promoting your business. I went into my local takeaway the other night. There's a guy, around the corner to me, and he's got a little board up in there, and he's got all different, the tradesmen, they've all stuck it with blue tack on his board, and I put my card on there as well, because it's all you're doing is sowing a seed. Yeah, you're sowing this seed of opportunity. Yeah, and when people say to me, does it work? Yeah, I mentioned it in a video the other day. I put some cards out. I had a guy rung me up, yeah, about having his driveway cleaned, and he said, and I asked him. I always say to people, "How did you have my details?" And he said to me, "Someone left a card on my car in a local supermarket." I won't say which one, but yeah. So he rang me up. I went round there, priced the job. It was a £260 job off a card that cost me 2p. So when people say to me, "Is it worth putting cards out?" I always say yes. You might have to put out, 50 one day, 100 the next. Perhaps another day go out, put a couple of hundred out. But they do filter through, and don't expect for it to happen the day after you put the cards out. Sometimes you'll put cards out, and the following day you might get a phone call. But I've had phone calls 3, 4 months later. I've had people when I was doing removals ring me a year later. They said to me, "Oh yeah, you gave me a card outside Morrison's." Because I used to stand there as well and literally hand the cards out. When I was doing removals, I had a shirt that had man and a van on it, and I just used to stand outside the supermarket, and as people were coming out, I was holding out these little A7 cards, little cheap cards. I had man and a van service. I used to get loads of work from it. Yeah, so don't ever think that you've got to spend loads of money on promoting your business. Obviously, as your business grows and you want to make it look more professional, you can start thinking about having a good website done. Perhaps start thinking about doing some Facebook advertising, some paid advertising. You can create a page on Facebook where you can create a business page, and then obviously you can boost your page and it all looks more professional. But before you start spending loads of money, do what I do. Yeah, do what I do. Go to a local printer's, have him print you up 2 or 3 thousand leaflets, cost you 30, 40 pound, and go and deliver them. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed how these jobs will come back. And a good little tip which I do sometimes, if I get other people to put them out for me, I say to them, write your initial. So in my case, my name's Colin Mitchell. I'd write CM, reference CM, and you say to the people, "Look, I'll pay you so much to put the cards out, but obviously if a job comes in and it's got your initial on it, I'll give you a bit more as well." And that way, it's encouraging them to obviously help you more because they think they're helping themselves, which they are. If a job comes back, make sure you pay that person the extra money because obviously he's got you that job. Sales and marketing, it's all about reward. Yeah, so obviously if you've got people working for you, you've got to look after these people. Even if you're not paying them a lot, you've got to pay them what you're telling them you're going to pay them. And obviously if a job comes back and you go and get a £200 or £300 job, you give them another £25, £30 because they've got you that job. Yeah, 10%. What's 10%? You go and get a £300 or £400 job, and you give the guy 30, £40. It's going to make him realise that you are somebody who is fair. Yeah, life. It's all about being fair. Yeah, if people treat you fairly, obviously, if you're like me, if someone treats me fairly, I feel like I want to treat them fairly back. But obviously, it works the other way. If you feel like someone's basically having you over, with me anyway, I'm reluctant to do anything for that person, and quite rightly so. So I've digressed a little bit, but just try and get into the habit of realising that if you've got a business and you want it to do well, you haven't got to spend loads of money at the start. So many people, they'll go and have a website done, £300 or £400. They have expensive business cards printed. They're so expensive that they're frightened to give it to someone in case they throw it away. You don't want it to be like that. With me, I work on I don't want to appear unprofessional, but I always think with me when I'm doing what I call blanket marketing, I'm putting loads of cards out. I think cheap is best. You know what I mean? Cheap is best. Put them through doors. If you're putting them through doors, better still knock on the door. Ask them if they'd like a quote, if they're thinking about obviously what it is you do. But if they're not in, you put a card through. All you're doing, there's a famous guy, Jim Rohn, he was massive in network marketing. He talks about how successful people, he was talking more about people involved in network marketing, but it goes for people who've got their own businesses. Yeah, the principle's the same. And what he's saying is we need to be constantly, daily, sowing our seeds of success. So in this case, we're talking about obviously leafleting, we're talking about shop window ads, we're talking about perhaps getting a very cheap website done, and registering your business on Google Maps, because I've had leads come from Google Maps which hasn't cost me a penny. Also, when you've got a website up and running, even if it's only like a lead, what I call a lead capture page, you can then, once you've done that, you can then pay for clicks on Google Maps. So if you want more work, you've just got to do a deal with Google where if someone clicks on your link, clicks on your advert, I think you might get. It all depends on the keyword, how much money they'll charge you. It might be that that for like a lead, say for like somebody wants a new kitchen, it might be £1.50 a click. So obviously, if your budget's £15 a week, you get to have 10 people clicking through to your website. Yeah, but you've got to obviously look at what you're getting out of a job. If your average job, say 4 or 5 grand, yeah, and the profit on that job's £1,500, are you really worrying about spending 25, £30 to get 30, 40 clicks through to your site to get them sales? Yeah, you've got to realise that if you're in business, as much as I'm talking at the outset how you need to obviously be careful and not waste money, the opposite goes in my case, that when you start doing well, if you start making money, you then got to start thinking, well, hold on a minute, I'm going to start investing now in getting more business. Yeah, I apologise if obviously some of what I'm saying is obvious, but obviously different people are going to watch this video. But yeah, for me, start off small, get your leaflets out, get your cards out, really, really go for it. And don't just do it one day and expect the world to change. Expect your business to fly into overdrive. It don't work like that. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. It's a numbers game. Yeah, it is a numbers game. Lead generation, it's all about either talking to loads of people or putting something in front of loads of people. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as it's done. Yeah, because if you're sitting on a fantastic product which you know people want, and you know you can supply it, and you can install it, supply it, offer this service at a great price, a competitive price. If you're not making loads of money, you're doing something drastically wrong with your marketing. Yeah, and if you don't know a lot about marketing, perhaps try and get involved with somebody who does. Again, don't be spending loads of money up front. Yeah, I don't believe in this. I know people. I myself got caught out years ago. I won't say what it was, but I was approached by one of these companies that basically had a big book that comes through your door, and I was going to get all these leads because I had an advert in it, and I never got one. I never got a single job out of it, and it cost me £500. And looking back on it, I was a bit naive, right? Now, what I would do, if I had that £500 now to spend on advertising, I would be looking to perhaps go to Facebook and saying, right, I'm going to spend £20 this week on Facebook on boosting my page that's obviously advertising my product, and seeing what response I get from that. Then perhaps doing another £20. And if a couple of jobs come through, then I'd do another one. And I'd constantly be looking at my marketing spend to make sure it falls within obviously a good, a competitive price. You need to be getting these leads at a good price, and it not obviously, getting out of hand. but you need to obviously look at what you're making on each job and what these leads are costing to get. And then also, how many leads, what are the statistics of the conversions? I spoke about it in another video. You know, I used to work for window firms years ago. They'd pay 70, £80 for a lead. You know, if the rep walked through the door, then the company paid me £80. So for me to get if I got 3 people to walk through a door to sell windows, I would get £240. But they knew that they would sell, their closing rate was 1 in 3. And their average order value was about 3.5, 4 grand. So looking at it that way, it's a no-brainer. They're laying out £240 to sell £4,000 worth of windows. Yeah, it might be that, you know, perhaps they go in and they only sell a street door for £700, £1,000. Yeah, but it all evens out across the board. These companies, they're structured in a way that they can't lose. I had a conservatory once that sold for £42,000, and all I got out of it was 80 quid because I was getting paid per lead. I wasn't getting anything else. So I'm just covering this point to obviously make you realise that if you start paying for leads, it might be that you start paying for leads off of these companies that they advertise for services, and then they capture the lead and they sell the leads on. Yeah, like Checker Trade. There's a few different companies that do it, and then obviously what they do, they sell the leads on. Well, you've got to look at your conversion rate and think, oh, hold on a minute. If I've done 4 of those, if I've quoted for 4 jobs and it's cost me X amount of money, but I've sold one of them jobs and made £2,000 or £3,000, well, again, it's a no-brainer if you haven't paid loads for the leads, but you need to monitor it. You don't want to be spending loads of money, loads of different money on these leads and not monitoring your return. You know, this is a mistake that a lot of people, when they start in businesses, make. They run away with the idea of promotion, of getting their business out there, and they don't really keep a tight hold of the reins on their spend. Yeah. So I hope this has helped you a little bit. And just before I go, you want to be thinking about, when you do get leads and you do these lovely jobs for these people, you need to start asking the people for referrals, because these people that can give you referrals are free. Yeah. And what you can do, again, you could say to the person, look, for every person that you refer me, if I go around there and I sell them a product, yeah, I'll give you X amount of money because you've basically gave me the person to speak to. You've given me the referral. Businesses do it all the time. Yeah, it might be that they say, well, look, if you've bought a roof off us, but when people come around your house, if you show if you show them the roof and they're interested, and then you get their details and we contact them and they buy, we'll give you £100 or something like that. People will go out their way to help you if you do this, but don't make the mistake of not giving that person what is due. Yeah, because that person could have 2 or 3 people go around there who are interested. And again, if you don't give him his money, you're being small-minded, because he could go and get you another 2 or 3 jobs. Yeah, I hope this has helped you, this video. Like I say, my channel is based on personal development, but because I'm involved in sales and marketing, I do a lot of videos about helping people with businesses, who obviously like lead generation, things that I've done, businesses that I've tried. Some I've succeeded at, some I've failed at. But one thing I do know is that if we're to succeed at anything, and move forward, we have to be generating these inquiries, and we have to be putting the balls in motion. We have to be creating the opportunities, because without those opportunities, without those seeds, without planting those seeds right at the start, you're never going to get that oak tree. You're never going to get that forest. It ain't going to grow unless you put massive, and I mean, that is that I can't think of another word that would describe it. You need to take massive action and take massive action daily, because if you do that, how could you fail? If you're promoting something and really going at it, and people are seeing your face, seeing what you do, and your business, brochures, window ads, I mean, leaving ads in doctors' surgeries. I've even done that. I've left leaflets in doctors. If I've had to go to the doctor, I've left a couple of leaflets in the doctor's surgery. I've even opened magazines up and put my leaflets inside, because when they pick the magazine up, your leaflet drops out and it's got your name and number on it. And the woman in the doctor's surgery, she don't know you put it in there. Yeah? All these little things, they are gems. I even knew a bloke who was doing, he told me about it, network marketing. He was a network marketer. He used to go in, he was advertising a home-based business. He used to go into these big supermarket chains, and he would put all his network marketing, like, are you looking for an extra income? He'd put it inside all the magazines, all the women's magazines. As soon as they pick it up, oh, what's this about? Are you interested in working from home? They're a housewife. That obviously housewives do work. Before I get any hate comments, I'm not. What I'm saying is, there's a lot obviously women that are home with their children who are looking for a home-based business, and if you put your little card inside that magazine, they're going to phone you. It's all about sowing the seed. If you don't sow the seed, you won't get the oak tree. Your business won't grow. Yeah. No one can make your business grow like you can. Yeah. Unless you meet someone like me. Yeah, unless you can get someone on board like me who can go out and get leads daily. Yeah, but again, at the start, you don't want to be paying me. You don't want to be paying canvassers any money. Yeah, at the start doing it yourself. Get a few jobs on board, make some money, and then when you've made yourself 2 or 3 grand, start thinking, well, hold on a minute, perhaps I'll spend £200 or £300 on marketing. That would be a good move to make. But don't do it right up front. Don't spend loads of money. Don't go buying franchises for 20, 30,000 when really the franchise, chances are, it's just something that anyone that could do, that's been decorated up to make it look like more. I had a friend that done this quite a while ago. He bought a timber flooring franchise. Yeah, he had all the sign written van and the leaflets, but he paid about 20 grand for it. And he said to me, in hindsight, I paid a lot of money for it. But it was a business that was like all set up for him. But he could have done it, he could have gone and done what he was doing without spending the 20 grand. He could have spent about 4 or 5, bought himself a van, had some leaflets printed, and had a website built. It wouldn't have cost him 20 grand. So be very careful of franchises. I'm going to end my video there now. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my subscriber count up. If you can, please share. Please give me if you can, like the video, and I'd really appreciate it if you make hopefully a positive comment in the box below. Like I say, please subscribe. Please hit the little notification bell, and then when I bring a video out, hopefully you'll be notified of it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Bye bye.